Gender equality. Gender equality, we all know what it means, but it seems to never get dealt with. Years of trying to close the gender gap between men and women, but it never gets closed. All women believe that the gender wage gap shouldn't exist, and I happen to agree with them. For years on end, some men believe that women shouldn't do a man's job, like for instance, a doctor, fireman, policeman, chef, construction builder, pilot, and so much more. As for women, we are subjected to being a waitress, nurse, maid, gardener, flight attendant, midwife, teacher, and so on. If a woman has the requirements to get into the job she wants, she will have to work 10 times harder than a man to get paid, even though the gender gap is there. There's also the fact of childbirth. If a woman gives birth to a child, it will lower a woman's earning at her job. A survey has shown that more than 40% of women couldn't take maternity leave because they had a financial plan that couldn't allow it. And 81% of women had stated that they had taken off for maternity leave that they wouldn't be able to afford it. The gender gap for women with only one child was close to 9%, but the gender gap increased to 12 to 20 when women gave birth to 2 or 3 children. It is bad enough that women have to face a large wage gap with men, but to increase it because of childbirth is beyond inexcusable. As an eye-opener, I've searched the female population in Canada, and it states on Statistic Canada that there is 17.2 million females that have been accounted for. That would mean that there are almost 17.2 million females that live in this country have been given birth, and that is just Canada. I believe that something should be done about this because it isn't fair for me or anyone else to have to suffer the gender wage gap only because we were born female. It is a question that cannot be answered and most likely never will be. But let me ask this. If women are the ones that produce the child, then why do we get the pay decrease when we give birth to a child? With the facts that I have given, why is there a gender wage gap? And why do women get the lower payment than men do? I get that not all women can do a man's job, and some are cut out for it, but for the ones that can, why punish them with the gender gap?